Well, I'm on my way to the store. That's why I got my backpack on. Just a quick run, a few supplies, and again, this one's a see-through mesh. Like, we have a bunch of backpacks, but all the ones the kids confiscate them, and then I never see them again. So I'm actually, this is my daughter's backpack. I had to snag it out of the Suburban just so I could go grab a few things from the store. But it got me to thinking. I went to the store one day, and one of the things about a lot of backpacks is they will come unzipped while you ride. They just come unzipped. And so I got to the store one day and it was unzipped, and I had it on my back, and I didn't really think much about it. And this guy says, "Excuse me, sir, your backpack's unzipped." And so rather than just saying, "Oh yeah, that's thanks," I said, "Oh yeah, it comes undone," and I just leave it undone so that way they don't think I steal anything. And the guy says, "Oh yeah, that's a good point." so I find that pretty. I thought it was pretty like. Oh yeah, I thought that was. I don't know. I just thought that was kind of funny. I had an idea to talk about today, and I've zoned. Oh, I'm going to talk about traffic. All right. So a lot of the times when I ride here in town, and the traffic isn't usually too bad. And even when I have to get on 35 to go somewhere, it's kind of like this right here. It's moving. It's not a lot going on, and it's not too bad. It's not bumper to bumper. It's moving. You can do what you need to do. Now, last night I went to Austin, and both the trip up and the trip back were pretty tense for me. Really, a lot of people. It was a lot different than what I usually, when I come across like rush hour traffic. And this is at 8:45 at night, and I came back around 11. It was very stressful to ride in. There was a lot of people out driving, and a lot of people driving. I mean, they were driving well, but they were driving very close together, very stressful. And I kept worrying about people changing lanes, so I was darting around in traffic a lot more than I would normally. So it was very stressful going to Austin, and then coming back, surprisingly, was very stressful too, until I got basically to, I guess, Slaughter. That's where it was. It was very tense. You had, and I think what's different is the priorities people have when they drive. When they're going to work, like they're going to work and they've got it all timed out, and if they're a minute or two late, it's not a big deal. Plus, everybody's on the same path. Basically, they're all going to work, and it's not like they're going to have fun. But I think at night, the priority's different. Like, they've got to find parking. There's I guess maybe it's a lot of unknowns involved, and they tend to be a little more selfish, Corvette, about things. So the traffic, I think, it just has a different feel to it at night. I didn't expect there to be as much traffic on the way into Austin as there was. I sure as heck didn't expect the traffic out of Austin at 10:45, 11 o'clock to be as heavy as it was. I guess one of the things about like rush hour traffic is that it's slow, but it's steady. People just are doing their thing and they're going as they want to go. But that nighttime traffic, it was people going fast and then hitting the brakes and switching lanes, and just very stressful for me. But I made it home, and I just had to be very alert on what was going on around me and not let people box me in, or you definitely don't ride in people's blind spots, for sure. And I did catch myself in blind spots from time to time, so as soon as I realized I was kind of in their blind spot, I either switched lanes or I accelerated out of it. I think that's probably the biggest cause for an accident on a motorcycle, is just not being seen, obviously, but for people to turn into a lane on the motorcycle because they just don't see them. And it's not that somebody was wrong, it's just like the bike rider was not in the right spot. They were in a blind spot. So and most honestly, most car drivers don't do the shoulder check. They don't do the quick look over. And even if they do, a lot of the times they're not looking for a motorcycle, so they're looking for a car. And if there's not a car there, they'll just whip it over, And if you add on to that extra stress of everybody trying to get to the party as fast as they can, that adds an extra element of danger. Look at that puppy. It's an Irish setter mix, probably. So I've been listening to a lot of funk music lately, and I didn't realize it, but a lot of late 80s, early 90s hip hop sampled a lot of funk music. One of the things that I thought was interesting, there's a song called Bounce, Rock, Skate, Roll, and it's basically a roller skating song. It's nothing phenomenal, nothing that great, but about 2.5 minutes into this song, they're like, there's no key changes, there's nothing special about this song. In fact, they call it Bounce, Rock, Skate, Roll, but the way they sing it is roll, bounce, skate. Like, they sing it in a way that the title is misleading. Anyway, what I'm getting at is this song is not special at all, but 2 minutes and 34 seconds, I think it is, they say, I'm gonna park over here. It says get down, and that is used in a lot of hip hop songs. Just this one point, and my thought was like, man, you got to be listening to a lot of bad music to find that one good sample. Which I don't know if you've watched the Get Down, but they talk about that a lot. In that, you got to listen to the music and find the Get Down part. So yeah.